Welcome again, everybody. So let's start our first coding session, and we'll start with Dart programming language. And to practice Dart, we don't have to open Android Studio or IntelliJ IDEA or any other IDE or code editor, because we have DartPad, and this is actually maintained by Dart team itself. So if you go to your favorite browser and just type DartPad, and you will see an editor. It's like an online editor where we can actually write Dart codes, and eventually we run the code and see the output at the console. So this is very convenient for beginners and learners who wants to get his hands dirty with Dart programming language before they go to advanced topics or advanced level. So let's start with the programming. So in your DartPad, you see there is a section where you actually write your code, and here you see there are some samples in this drop-down list where you can load Dart programs, predefined Dart programs, and also some Flutter programs. That means we can also run Flutter application here and see the output in the console, because we know that Flutter also targets web, so Flutter application can be run on browser, but these are very limited applications, and if we use some privileged plugins or some app, and then we need to go to the emulator or real device. And of course, we're in this course we will build application for mobiles, that means Android and iOS, so we are not going to use browser for that, but during this module we'll use browser and we'll use DartPad. So if you come to this dartpad.dev for the first time, this is the application that is loaded, and if you format the code, then use these buttons, or if you want to create a new pad, then you can use this button. Okay, so the Dart version that is used here is the latest version, that means 3.1.0, and the Flutter version is 3.13.0. This is currently the latest version both for Flutter and Dart. So we see that we have a main function over here that returns a void, and this main function is actually the entry point of any Dart application as well as Flutter application. Without this main function, Dart compiler cannot run this application. So whenever we run the application, Dart compiler tries to find this main function, and from this main function the coding or the execution actually starts. And within this main function, maybe we call another functions, or we create objects of another classes, and the control just drifts away from one function to another or one module to another. So this main function is actually the entry point, and we are not supposed to change the return type of this function or even the name of this function, because if we do that, then Dart compiler will fail to compile this application. So the signature of this function should not be changed or altered. And inside this, the body of the main function, we have some code. Just feel free to remove all the codes. Just put the main function, the signature, and the body. Okay, so we have a tradition that whenever we start something like a new language or something like that, we start with hello world. So let's print hello world in our console by typing just print a function in Dart that is responsible for printing anything in the output or console. And in the print function, within the single quotation or double quotation, so you can actually use both in Dart, but remember, whatever you use that consistently. So don't mix single quote and double quote altogether in a same application. So I am used to with single quote, and now I am just typing hello and world with an exclamatory sign. And now if I just run this application, then you will see in the console it says hello world. And it takes a little time, or it may vary for you actually, and it depends on the internet speed, line speed, because we are running this Dart program in the browser. So if your connection is a little bit slow, then maybe it can take potentially a much time to run the application, but it's okay because we are not using any IDs, and we don't have to install any extra tools, even the Flutter SDK or the Dart SDK. This is the format, this is the editor that we get for free actually, and without any installation. So this is good for beginners and learners. So now that we are able to print something on our console, the Hello World application. So let's go to the next lecture, where we will talk about the basic data types and how to declare variables in Dart.